G'day friends, and welcome back to Plant Profiles here on Scott Grows an Avocado Tree. I'm going to be looking at some outdoor plants during this vlogmas as well. I love gardening and I love my food crops. Now, food crops are really interesting because humans have been using them for, in some cases, thousands of years. They look very different than their original wild ones compared to our indoor plants, which, aside from some variegated and some hybrids that we've created, look very, very almost identical. In some cases, yes, identical with their wild varieties. Well, but most of our food crops are very different due to selective breeding and hybridizing. And today I'm going to be looking at a food crop which humans have been using for over 1,000 years, rhubarb. Rhubarb probably originally comes from Asia and China, and it was taken across to Europe. The Romans were using it, then the French and the English really got their hands on it. It is a great crop. Love putting it with apples, boiling it down into a bit of a stew almost, and it is just a great crop to have. Really easy to grow. It's pretty hungry, so it is a rhizome, and that root system, that rhizome really loves nutrients. So I love to put in lots of high nutrient organic matter. So I like to age horse manure over the winter, and I like to throw it in the spring, and it just loves it. It likes quite a bit of water as well, so heavily mulched and watering regularly, especially during the summer when it's most productive. We don't eat the leaves of these. The leaves are poisonous, but the stalk, so that beautiful purple stalk, is great. That's where all the sugar is stored, very sweet, and it's great when boiled down and roasted or baked into something else. Really lovely crop. I've got it here growing in a bathtub. I've got 2 crowns, and they've been in this bathtub for a bit over a year. I had them in some large pots beforehand, and they're really loving it in there. Rhubarb, you can divide the crown every couple of years to just create more, and that way they're going to keep trying to mature themselves, so that way you just keep getting more and more. Absolutely fantastic. It is a good idea to keep an eye out for seeds. If you let it seed, it's going to be much less productive for the rest of its life. So if you see it starting to grow seeds, take off that stalk, split the crown up, and you'll be able to keep going for years. Rhubarb, really, really interesting. So there's the rhubarb triangle in the UK where they grow a lot of rhubarb, and they've developed a technique called forcing. Now, this is something that I'd love to delve into in depth someday, but forcing is where you grow rhubarb outside for a couple of years. In that time, it's absorbing all that beautiful energy from the sun, it's storing that as carbohydrates in its root system. Then you take it essentially inside into an almost pitch black room. They have these big sheds where they force rhubarb. Now, what a plant does when it's in pitch black, it's going to try and find light. So it's going to use all those stored carbohydrates to make new tissue in the form of these stalks. So the stalks are very high in sugar, very, very sweet, and it grows incredibly quickly. I've heard that you can hear it growing. It grows so quickly, which is something I'd love to experience myself. Just an interesting thing about rhubarb. So rhubarb, an absolutely fantastic crop to have. I love it in my tub here in my backyard. Awesome. Thank you very much for watching this Plant Profiles video. I hope you enjoyed it and are enjoying this vlogmas thus far. Please make sure you subscribe to Scott Grows an Avocado Tree so as to not miss any more plant profiles and also later on avocado content. Thanks very much for watching, and I will see you tomorrow.
Scott grows an avocado tree. Scott grows an avocado tree. Scott grows an avocado tree. Scott grows an avocado tree.